All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. I got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Channel's been doing pretty good lately, and I really do have nothing but gratitude for everybody who's been tuning in lately, leaving all the comments. Man, you guys are really smart, and that's half the reason I like doing it. Half is the research, and the other half is the interaction with you guys, reading your comments. I'll come up with a topic, whatever it is. Most of the time, it's just either a response to some fool, who doesn't know what they're talking about. So I'll dig into it and debunk whatever idiotic take they have, or it's just something I kind of just stumble across. And that's where I come up with the topics. I really don't have a certain agenda or anything. It just kind of happens. But you guys have great comments, very knowledgeable people. I can just feel the passion you guys have. You guys are sick of the media just like I am. It's like, man, yes, makes me really happy. I wanted to give a special shout out to, I hope I'm saying your name right, man. It's Isle Sabag. Sent me a donation via PayPal. Man, thanks a lot. Awesome. I really appreciate it. I don't get a lot of donations. I don't ask for money because I'm certainly not doing it for money. But it does help, believe it or not. I'm working on a new logo for my channel right now. Maybe come up with a merch. I'm thinking of, maybe incorporating the LeBron Ain't No Goat shirt that people we're talking about. But it helps fund things. So again, Isle Sabag, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. It's touching how much you guys like my channel. I appreciate it very much. And I am passionate about this, and I wanted to do this channel different than what I saw other channels out there. And I am not saying anybody's doing anything wrong. Like for example, Angry Old Hoops. You do a great job of your video breakdowns, about as good as I've ever seen anybody do, including the big networks. Sports and fitness rants. Man, your passion and your energy is second to none. You have a great delivery. Or Michael Jordan fans are the best. I mean, he's the guy who kind of brings everybody together. He's the organizer. Like you guys are doing great. Doing your thing. But I just wanted to do it a little different. And my thing was debunking narratives that I hear, and just comparing players to see where they stand all time. This particular video here, I think this is one of the best ones. I'll be honest with you, because it's so irrefutable. There's just no rebuttal to this video. I looked at my top 25, the win differential between the all-time greats and the teams they lost to. It's very telling. It was eye-opening, to be honest with you. The best way is just to get right into it. So I got Nikola Jokic at number 25. Now, Nikola Jokic made the playoffs 6 times. He lost 5 because he won 1 championship. And for example, in 2019, Denver won 54 games. They played Portland, who won 53 games. Portland won. This is only in losses. This video has nothing to do with teams you beat. This is only teams that beat you. That's all this is. It's really fascinating stuff. So that's a +1 win differential for Denver with Jokic. In 2020, Denver had 46 wins. The Lakers had 52, so he was -6 on that one. 21, Denver 47 wins. Phoenix was 51, so he's -4. 22, Golden State. Denver was 48 and Golden State was 53. I know that he was missing Jamal Murray. That's the one thing that's going to be hard to get around is injuries and how much it affected, it affected this. It's just, there's no real way to gauge it. Unfortunately, it's just going to have to be, is what it is. Plus there's injuries to the opponents, but it's just going to have to read, as it is. But I'm sure even with Jamal Murray, Denver wasn't going to beat Golden State in 22. But we don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have. And then last year, Denver was a 57-win team and Minnesota was a 56-win team. That was +1. So all told, there was 2 upsets in there. Nicole Jokic's already been upset twice. That's a net of minus 13 over the 5 series. So the average is negative 2.6 wins. So the other team on average had a 2.6 win disparity between what you had. Okay. I won't go through every one of them, but Giannis, his 7 series that he lost, I didn't count last year because he didn't play. Only did if you played over half the series. Then I counted it. If you played less than half, I didn't count it. But in his 7 series, 3 of them were upsets. And his net was only -1. That's an average of 0.14 wins. So basically, on average, he was losing the teams that were just as good as him. Now, I know that's not true from year to year, but on average, that's true. He had some pretty big upsets where he was plus 12 and plus 14. Elgin Baylor really truly only got upset once, and that was in 1969 finals against Boston. Every other time, he had a lesser team than the team he was playing. He only got upset the one time. The net of his 11 series he lost was -98, a 98 win differential. So the average per series was -8.91. So again, the teams, they're about 9 wins better on average on the teams he's losing to. That's a high number. David Robinson, he's next. In his 10 playoff losses, he got upset 4 times. That's a big reason why I didn't have him higher. Some people were thinking he should have been higher. That's a big reason why. And also, his net in the 10 series is only -22. That's only 2.2 win differential. So the teams he was losing to on average was only 2.2 wins better. To me, that's not great. He had a plus 11 in there. That was in 91 against Golden State. Not great. Bob Pettit, he got upset twice. In his 8 series, the win disparity average was 2 wins. That was his average. All right. Kevin Durant, in his 10 playoff losses, he got upset 3 times. The average win disparity was 4.5 wins. So it would be a negative because the teams had more than he did. So -4.5 wins. So, that's okay, but he got upset 3 times. Karl Malone got upset 6 times. And his average was -3.16. Kevin Garnett, he was actually one of the higher ones. In his 14 series he lost, he got upset twice, only twice, and the average was -7.71. That's the win differential. That's a pretty high win differential when compared to all the other greats. George Mikan only lost 2 series. He was a +3 and an equal record, so he did get upset once. But his net was only... he actually had the better record of +1.5. He had a positive net. Oscar Robertson, in his 9 series, he got upset 4 times. That's a net total of a -34 win differential, an average of 3.78 win differential. Steph Curry, this one's interesting. He got upset twice in 2016 and 2023, both by LeBron James. In his 5 playoff losses, it's only a win differential difference of -1. That's it. That's an average of 0.2. So on average, he's losing to teams that are about as good as his was. Moses Malone, he lost to teams better for the most part. He got upset 3 times. The net differential in his 12 losses was 100. That's an average of -8.33 win differential. Jerry West, in his 10 series losses, he got upset twice. That would have been in 69 and 73. -75, that's an average of win differential of -7.5 wins. So again, he's getting beat by teams on average that are 7.5 wins better than his team. Dr. J, in his 13 series, he got upset 6 times. That's a lot. At least teams that had a worse record than he did. Only a net of plus 18 on average. That he actually had a better record on average than the teams that beat him. Plus 1.38 win differential on average. LeBron James, and his 13 playoff losses, he got upset 3 times. He had a net of negative 89. That's an average of negative 6.84 wins. So just under 7 win differential. Shaq got upset 5 times in his 12 series. A net negative 12. That's an average of minus 1 wins. So practically on average, he's getting beat by teams that are just as good as his team. Tim Duncan, definitely the same case. In his 13 series, he got upset 6 times. Actually, one, he had the same record where he had home court advantage. That was, I think, 0-2 against the Lakers. So, a net of plus 12. So, that's a plus 0.92 wins, meaning that Duncan was losing to teams that were as good as he was. In fact, on average, he had a 1 win more win differential than the opponent did. Very telling. That's why I hold back on people saying Duncan should be top 5. Like, no, he shouldn't. He should have won more even because he was in it every year. Akeem Olajuwon, his 12 series he lost, he got upset twice in 85 and 87. He had a win differential of negative 87. On average, that's a negative 7.25 win differential. It's pretty high, one of the higher ones. Wilt Chamberlain, in his 11 series losses, got upset 4 times, a net negative 72. That's an average of negative 6.55 win differential. So the teams on average were about 6.5 wins better than his team. Larry Bird, this is another surprising one. He got upset 7 times in 9 losses, net of plus 17. That's an average of 1 win, about, whatever it is, 1.8 wins better than his opponents. He had a better record than his opponents did. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, same kind of thing. In his 12 losses in his career, he got upset 5 times and a net of plus 7. That's an average of about 0.583. That means he had a better record of about half a win on average than the win differential than the 12 teams that he played. Crazy. Bird, Duncan, Kareem. Not great. Kobe. In his 10 series losses, he got upset once. That was the 04 Pistons. A net negative 66. That's an average of negative 6.6 wins per series. So one of the higher ones. 6.6 win differential. The teams were 6.6 wins better than Kobe on average in his 10 losses. Magic Johnson, in his 7 series losses, he got upset 3 times. He's got a net plus 12. So on average, he's got a better record by 1.71 wins than his opponent in his 7 losses. So again, he's losing the lesser teams. Magic, Bird, Kareem, Duncan, crazy. Shaq. Bill Russell, he only lost 2 series ever. One of them was an upset. He did technically play half the series. That was in the 58 finals against St. Louis. And then the other one, 67, was against a superior team. Well, one of them he was plus 8 win differential. The other one he was minus 8. So he's just even. He's equal. Okay, the last player, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan lost 7 series, okay, ever. None were upsets. They all had better records than he did. And I'm going to read them off. So in 1985, the Bulls won 38 games. Milwaukee won 59. That's a win differential of minus 21 for the Bulls. 1986, the Bulls won 30 games. Boston won 67. That's a negative 37 for the Bulls. In 87, the Bulls won 40 games. Boston won 59. That's a negative 19 win differential. In 1988, Chicago won 50 games. Detroit won 54. That's a 4 win differential. In 89, Chicago won 47. Detroit won 63. A 16 win differential, a negative. In 1990, Chicago won 55 games. Detroit won 59. That's a negative 4 win differential. And in 1995, the Bulls won 47 games. Orlando won 57. That's a negative 10 win differential. So all told, in the 7 that he lost, a net of minus 111. That's the most on this list, no matter how many times they lost. And some people lost 12 and 13 times. The average is stunning. Negative 15.85 wins on average. So these teams, on average, were 16 wins better than a Michael Jordan team. I mean, come on. Nobody's even near that on this whole top 25 list. I told you, it's shocking. Now, I know what the detractors are going to say about, well, he wasn't there in 1986 and 1995 to affect the record. It would have made the win differential different. True. Even if you take out 86 and 95, which you're dismissing 2 years that he clearly would have had worse records. Even if you take those 2 out and you just look at the other 5, it's still a minus 12.8 win differential. The next highest on this whole list was Elgin Baylor at negative 8.91. So that's still almost 4 wins difference between Jordan and the next player in line here. So the bottom line is, when Jordan lost, only when he was severely outmatched. If he had a team that was, superior or pretty much just as good, he won basically every time. So the only players on this whole top 25 list that had a minus 5 or higher win differential was Elgin Baylor was negative 8.91. Kevin Garnett was negative 7.71. Moses Malone was negative 8.33. Jerry West was negative 7.5. LeBron James was negative 6.84. Akeem Olajuwon negative 7.25. Wilt Chamberlain negative 6.55. Kobe negative 6.6. And then you got dwarfing everybody else, Michael Jordan at negative 15.85. That is the one thing you have no rebuttal for. If you're a Jordan hater, you got no rebuttal for that. Jordan didn't take bad losses, period. The only teams, it was Detroit in 88 and it was Detroit in 90. They were within 4 wins of them, but still the Bulls didn't have home court advantage and all that. That's as close as it gets. Every other time Jordan got beat, it was a team that had at least 10 more wins than his team. And even if you figure out the 86 team, let's just say Jordan wins between what happened in 85 and what happened in 87. That would have been 39 wins. That's a win differential of 28. And then in 95, if you could have somehow figured out, I don't know how many, there's no way they were winning 57 games that year. But even if they won like 52 or 54, 55, whatever, still going to be a differential there. And it just dwarfs all the other all-time greats by a mile. No upsets, and only getting beat by teams that were much better than his. Like I said, the closest it got was 88 and 90 Detroit. Not making excuses, they lost. Of course, in 90, Pippen had the migraine game and all that. But what it really came down to was, Detroit was just too deep, too experienced, too tough for what the Bulls were. That's what happened. That's not an excuse. That's an explanation. That's what happened. Jordan played well, basically, against the Pistons. He didn't play as great as he did maybe in some other series, no, but he had moments. But the problem was, when you key on one guy, you need others to step up, and Jordan just didn't have it yet. Now, when 91 rolled around, they came off that loss in 90, then that kind of toughened them up, and that was it from there. They just three-peated right away. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. I've done one of these before, but never with 25 players, the top 25 players like this. Nobody in the same freaking galaxy as Michael Jordan. He's got the biggest win differential in losses than any other superstar you're going to find. And not only that, but by a mile. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's all I got for this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. You know, I'll give you more content like this. You know, I love doing it. You know, all that. So anyway, that's it. And that's it for now.